Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Easton's 2025 Veterans Day ceremony here at Veterans Memorial Park. Joining me are the representatives from the American Legion, Post 7, Commander Matt Rayfield, Vice Commander Teresa Podeki-Poole. We are honored to have our state representative, Lisa Fields. We also have our Select Board Chair, Dottie Fuginetti, and our Vice Chair, Craig Barger. Thank you all for joining us to honor and celebrate our veterans for their patriotism, their love of country, and willingness to serve and sacrifice for the common good. Now I'd like to start off the ceremony with the Oliver Ames Marching Band. Thank you. Now I'd like to ask the Scout Troop to lead us in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance, and they chose a poem to share with us right after. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
To those who serve now or served in the past, I thank you with all my heart for your service. Thank you for my life and freedom in this unique and wonderful nation.
Freedom is not an abstract idea. It is the difference between the life I choose and the life others choose for me.
I'm free to think, feel, and speak the way I wish. I'm free to live where I want, as I want, and with whomever I want. I'm free to speak my opinion and stand for my beliefs.
You have given me that freedom as you sacrificed your life. To do so in part or in whole, without complaint, without reparation, you gave, even when given cost you dearly.
Thank you for your sacrifice, your care and destination to make my life better. I have no way to repay for your sacrifices, and life I cannot compare to yours.
Please know my thanks to you in your sincere and deep, for without you, freedom would not exist.
Thank you, Scouts. Next, I'd like to call up Reverend Bob Sheldon of the Easton Baptist Church.
On this Veterans Day, I remember my dad, who was a veteran of World War II, and I honor all veterans, past and present. Please pray with me. Oh, dear God, we know that freedom isn't free, and we are thankful for the special few who pay the price for many. We owe a debt of gratitude to all the courageous men and women who have served and sacrificed to protect us and our freedoms. Today, as we remember our veterans, we ask you, God, to bless each one and meet their every need. We pray that they will know how valued, respected, and appreciated they are. Please bless their families for their many sacrifices as well. We ask now for your protection over all who are serving and ask you to bring them home safely. We also ask that you'd comfort all who are missing someone who served. On this special day of remembrance, we come to be grateful for the sons and daughters of liberty whose courageous acts of service have kept our nation free. May their dedication, honor, and sacrifice always be remembered as a blessing from generation to generation. Amen.
Thank you, Reverend. Next, I'd like to ask Ann DeSanto to sing the national anthem.
And please join me. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Ann. Next, I'd like to ask Select Board Member Craig Barger to read the proclamation.
Good morning. Whereas since the Commonwealth's earliest days, thousands of men and women have served our country in defense of freedom and liberty. And whereas on November 11th, 1918, after 4 years of conflict, the armistice was signed in the forest of Champagne by the Allied nations in Germany ending World War I, the war to end all wars. And whereas since the day every November, people from around the nation have gathered to honor our veterans. And whereas in November 2025, the world will commemorate the 107th anniversary of the armistice that ended the fighting in World War I at 11 a.m., November 11th, 1918, the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month. And whereas there are approximately 300,000 veterans living in Massachusetts, and whereas in recognition of the sacrifices made by those who have served our great nation, Massachusetts remains committed to supporting its veterans community through the HERO Act, honoring, empowering, and recognize our service members and veterans. And whereas today we are reminded of the great sacrifices and contributions our veterans have made to our country, and whereas we honor and salute those who served our country throughout the generations with honor, patriotism, and courage, whereas it is appropriate that all Massachusetts residents remember the bravery of those who served their country so that their dedication and sacrifices serve as a reminder of the debt of gratitude. And now, therefore, I, Maura T. Healer, Governor of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, do hereby proclaim November 11, 2025 to be Veterans Day, and urge all residents of the Commonwealth to take cognizance of this event and participate fittingly in its observance. Given at the Executive Chamber in Boston this 11th day of November in the year 2025, and of the independence of the United States of America, 259th year, by Her Excellent Governor Maura T. Healy, Kimberly Driscoll, Lieutenant Governor, and William Francis Galvin. Thank you.
Thank you, Craig. Today, we come together to honor and remember the brave men and women who have served our country with unwavering dedication and courage. Veterans Day is a time for reflection, a moment to recognize the sacrifices made by those who have worn the uniform of the United States Armed Forces, and to express our deepest gratitude for their service. Easton has a proud tradition of military service. Many of our friends, neighbors, and family members have answered the call to defend our freedoms and protect our way of life. These stories of bravery and resilience are woven into the fabric of our community, reminding us of the true cost of liberty. We are fortunate to live in a town enriched by veterans who have served in many times of war and peace, and who have returned home to build, to lead, to contribute in countless ways. They are educators, business owners, public servants, mentors, and role models. Their continued service inspires the next generation to lead with honor and humility. To our active duty service members and their families, your town stands with you. Your courage in the face of uncertainty and the strength of your loved ones are a source of pride for Easton and the entire Commonwealth. As we commemorate Veterans Day, let us also renew our commitment to support our veterans beyond today's ceremony. As a community, as a state, and as a nation, we must ensure that those who have served are never left behind. This means advocating for quality health care, mental health services, employment opportunities, and safe housing for all veterans. We have a duty to stand by them, just as they stood by us. Let us not honor only their service, but also their principles they fought to protect: liberty, justice, and democracy. It is our responsibility to safeguard these ideals, ensuring that the sacrifices were not made in vain. Thank you. Next, please welcome American Legion Post Commander Matt Rayfield for a few words.
Thanks. Morning. Thank you all for coming. As a recently installed commander of the American Legion Post 7 here in Easton, it's an honor to welcome you all to our community leaders, our scouts, all of our AIMS and American Legion marching bands, and members of the public, fellow veterans. Today we stand together to honor the courage, commitment, and sacrifice of those who have served. Veterans Day is more than a date on the calendar. It's a call to remember, to reconnect, and to recommit ourselves to the values that bound us together in service. those of duty, honor, and country. As General Douglas MacArthur once said, those three hallowed words reverently dictate how you ought to be, what you can be, and what you will be. These words are not just a motto for the battlefield, but they are a blueprint for our lives and for our community. As communities face cuts to funding from federal to local budgets, we've already seen the impacts on some of our more vulnerable veterans and their families. Services shrink, support systems strain, and the voices of those that once stood guard for this nation risk being silenced in their time of need. This is a battle we must all fight together, and in this fight, we are grateful that the town of Easton has always shown up for its veterans. We all remember the lessons from boot camp, how much easier it was to make our rack when your bunkmate was on the other side to lend a hand. That simple truth, that the only way to succeed is through teamwork, is just as vital today. I call on all of our veterans to strengthen the network that acts as a safety net to our community, that connects us to each other, to essential resources, and to the renewed sense of purpose that you may have been looking for since you left service. Your American Legion welcomes you. All veterans, guardsmen, and reservists with at least one day of active duty, regardless of where you served. We show up for the community. We mark veterans' graves, visit our comrades at the VA, volunteer for outreach events, deliver food to fellow veterans, and visit those that are unable to leave their homes, building a safety net that catches everyone. So today, let us as veterans not only honor our service, but take up the responsibility of service once again, service to one another. Let's rebuild a modern support system that's worthy of the sacrifices that we and others have made. If you're interested in joining this mission, please come say hi at the donut table over there after the ceremony. We also have reasonably warm coffee. We welcome everybody here, though, to grab a cup of coffee, a quick snack, and say hi afterwards. So thank you all. God bless our veterans, and may we always be worthy of their example. It's now my privilege to introduce our past commander, current vice commander, Teresa Padico-Poole, who will offer a reflection of service and sacrifice by reciting the timeless poem In Flanders Field.
Hello, everybody. So the poem In Flanders Field. In Flanders fields where poppies blow, between the crosses row on row, that mark our place, and in the sky the lark still bravely singing fly, scarce heard amid the guns below. We are the dead short days ago, we lived, felt dawn, saw sunset glow, loved, were loved, and now we lie in Flanders fields. Take up the quarrel with the foe, to you from failing hands who throw. The torch be yours to hold it high, if ye break faith with us who die. We shall not sleep, though poppies grow in Flanders field. I'd like to take a moment of silence for the past veterans that have passed. Thank you. If you'd like to purchase a poppy, we have poppies available for a donation of any amount over by the donut table. As Commander Rayfeld said, we have donuts and coffee, and if you have any questions, please come see me and I will answer them. I invite, at 11 o'clock, we're gonna go over to the World War I Memorial. The veterans are gonna salute the veterans of World War I, the war that began all wars, and have a very happy Veterans Day. Thank you.
Thank you, Teresa. Next up, a selection from the Oliver Ames Band. Next, I'd like to welcome our elected official, State Representative Lisa Fields, for a few remarks.
Thank you very much. It's great to be here, and what an honor and privilege it is. I wish the veterans, thank you so much for your service, your dedication, your commitment to this country. I also want to talk a little bit about the families. Every Veterans Day, I take a moment to reflect upon my family's military service to this country and what it means to not only our family, but to this country as a whole. And I want to share a couple little vignettes about my grandchildren. So it was a big weekend this weekend. I have a 10-year-old granddaughter, and her cousin joined the Navy and actually left yesterday for boot camp. And this is the second cousin. First cousin is an Army medic. And my little granddaughter said to me that her commitment now, this time around, she knows a lot now that she's 10, that it's very important to write and support him. Not only to support him, but to make sure that she helps his parents as well, take out the dogs and do some chores around, because it's a stressful time. And I think it reminds us all of how important it is to support each other, support the veterans, support the families, also support each other within this community. My other little daughter is 7 years old. Today's my daughter, that's my daughter's daughter. My daughter's birthday is today. And my daughter's partner is in the Army, and he's currently awaiting his orders to where he's going to go next. And the rules in the family, my daughter's family, is that when the orders come through for their loved one to go on to his assignment, that the family has orders too. And those orders are a little grace and extra kindness, because it's very stressful when a loved one gets deployed. And again, it's a good lesson for all of us to show that extra kindness, to show that extra grace, because we don't really know what anyone's going through. So today, as we reflect upon our veterans, our veteran families, and pledge to support them, I also challenge all of us to think about those words, a little bit of extra kindness, some extra support, and some extra grace. Thank you to our veterans and their families, and God bless you all.
Thank you, Lisa. Next up, please welcome our Select Board Chair, Dottie Fuginetti, for a few remarks.
Thanks, everyone, for being here today on this chilly morning. When I look at these young people and heard those comments, my heart just was so warmed. It gives me hope for the future that these young people will be our next generation leaders. When I used to come here with my son when he was that age, I used to have to chase him around a lot, and I had no idea that someday he would be serving our country and contributing back for our freedoms and our ability to live in a safe country in a way that we enjoy democracy. I want to thank all the veterans and their families on behalf of the Select Board. I want to recognize our Select Board member, Jamie Stebbins, who is also a veteran, and acknowledge that Jamie, Jennifer, and Mark were not able to be here today, but send their appreciation as well. Of course, Craig is here, and our state rep, Lisa Fields. So I guess the best way that I can say to honor our veterans is, like Lisa said, to be kind to one another and also support the policies and other things that help our veterans, housing, food, basic necessities, continue to support our policies to be able to help. Thank you very much for being here.
Thank you, Dottie. I'm going to ask Lisa to sing one more selection for us. Lisa, I'm sorry.
Sounded so young. I'll take Lisa. John's going to be joining me on the drums, and please feel free to sing along if you know it. Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of green, for purple mountain majesties above thy fruited plain. America, America, God shed his grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea. Oh, beautiful for heroes proved in liberating pride and strife, who more than self their country loved, and mercy more than life. America, America, may God thy gold refine, till all success be nobleness, and every gain divine. Oh, beautiful for patriot dream that sees beyond the years. Thine alabaster cities gleam, undimmed by human tears. Everyone. America, America, God shed his grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood, from sea to shining sea, and crown thy good with brotherhood, from sea to shining sea.
Thank you, Ann. Now we're going to have a final selection from the Canton Legion Band. want to thank you all for joining us here today to preside over our patriotic ceremonies here in the town of Easton. We are deeply appreciative for your attention and observance on this special day. To honor our veterans and their service, consider visiting local, state, and national monuments, attending ceremonies like this one, donating to the local veteran charities such as the Discretionary Fund here in Easton, helping us reflag the graves each spring, or simply shaking hands and saying thank you to someone you know who has served. Your participation in these activities is a vital way to support and honor those who have served. This is a collective effort. I'd like to thank you all for being a community that truly values and honors our servicemen and women. Special thanks to Shoveltown Flag Company, ECAT for filming and broadcasting the ceremony, to the Department of Public Works for setting up the event. We'd also like to thank police and fire for their support and assistance. And I'd also like to say thank you to the Canton American Legion Band and the Ames Oliver High School Band. Thank you to everyone who supports our efforts in Easton. We are immensely grateful for your service. We will have light refreshments after the ceremony. This concludes Veterans Day Easton 2025 ceremony. Thank you.